Hey man, I'd like to talk to you.
Hey there. You wanted to talk about something?
Yeah, I've been thinking about the branching thing. It's so confusing.
Tell me about it.
I mean, remember how I told you about my body? The one I know versus this one? Well, I don't get it. Why is it exactly that we're created with different minds, like, different beverages or snacks, but then we all end up in the same packaging? It doesn't make much sense.
Well, it's not the packaging that matters most. It's the content.
That's what they say. But you don't brew ale only to pour it into plastic bottles. My skills, my whole personality derives from a certain lifestyle, and that makes my mind and body inseparable. That's how it feels to me.
Huh. I never looked at it that way.
I know, and honestly, I find it a little hard to understand. I mean, how can you be so careless about your body? It's the only one you'll ever have, man. Why'd you let it become so neglected?
I guess I just couldn't be bothered to make the effort.
Funny. Now that I look at it, you probably didn't have my motivation.
Which was?
Well, for me, it all started when I moved abroad. After Mom died, I decided to stay there, and for a while it was pretty lonely out there.
Didn't you have friends?
Not at first, no. You can laugh, but I was a little apprehensive to jump into a new environment. It was just work and sleep, and some bad eating habits.
So that's when you started working out?
Out of boredom at first. Then, kind of became a fun thing. I made friends, started going out a lot, but by that time, the gym had become an important part of my routine. I drank less, slept better, and it just made me feel in control of my life,
I get you. Now that you've told me the whole story.
Thanks. Maybe if I could get back to my routine here, at least in some way, it could really help me shake off all this anxiety. I'd probably sleep better, feel more like me. Do you think there's a chance you could help me get my hands on some exercise equipment here?
I could try.
Really? Thanks, bro. I knew I could confide in you.
I heard something broke in the dormitory and you're not feeling well.
Yeah, man. There are simpler ways to kill a man quietly, you know.
What do you mean?
The AC started spitting smoke. You could have fixed it earlier.
Sorry, but we need to save spare parts for more critical systems, like the radiation barrier.
Huh. I guess there are even bigger threats out there. Yeah, alright then.
Is there a problem?
Yes, Jan, there's definitely a problem. People are fed up with how you're running this mission.
What do you mean, fed up? What is this?
Are you blind? Things gotta change or else.
What exactly do you want me to improve?
You should do something about those radiation burns, man. They need to be treated.
I hear you. I'll do what I can.
Looks like I'm done. Should I go there next?
You're doing something about the...
I can see that you're angry.
Just leave me alone.
Come on, let me help. What do you usually do when you feel like this?
I don't know. Go to a bar, I guess. Nothing better than a bottle of cheap, lukewarm beer, am I right?
Well, brother, good news. There's plenty of beer, and it's free.
Give my people plenty of beer, good and cheap, and you will have no revolution. Jan, would you mind checking our food supply?
Hey, man. I'd like to talk to you.
So much
Looks like I'm
stuff.
done. Should I go there next?
You do know we're running out of radiation filters? Something you wanted to discuss? Yeah, I know you have a lot to manage, but I thought you wanted to help me out with the exercise equipment. Any chance you could take care of it soon? Yeah, sorry. I'll see to it ASAP. Thanks. Really means a lot to me.
Looks like I'm done. Should I go there next?
You're doing something about the...
This looks like a good spot to place the bridge anchors.
Yes! I got this. Yes! Yes! Not bad, man. Thanks for the game. Yeah, you're not as bad as I thought. Maybe there's still potential in you, but you really need to stop doing everything people want from you. You mean like building a social room because someone misses beer pong? Exactly. Or building a dormitory and they can't get a good night's sleep. Are you telling me I should have ignored you? No, man. No, I'm glad you didn't. Just saying people are gonna want things from you. All the time. Just like that Maxwell guy and whoever else from Earth. You gotta learn how to say no sometimes. Because you'll never please everybody. And you can forget about yourself. Like with Dad? Yeah, sorta. Guess you're right. Thanks. I'll remember that.
Yeah, would you mind checking our food supply? How are you still not clean? You're doing something about the general? know when we're running out of radiation filters?
Such as mining outposts.
Telling you, we need it.
And I'm telling you,
Hey, what's going on? What are you arguing about?
we got together to celebrate our progress, but it looks like we've reached the limits of a constructive discussion regarding our different views
We can't
on...
agree on the playlist. I say nothing beats good old rock and roll, but it seems our tastes got pretty rotten in some branches. If you ask me, we should get us some turntables and launch a proper set. Turn this place into a club.
You might not have noticed, but I was trying to make a point. If you really have to listen to music now, pick something we can focus to and think about the challenges ahead. Ever heard of a surgeon celebrating while the patient is still on the operating table?
Yada, yada, yada. I bet your taste in music is just about as fresh as that patient.
That's because your narrow mind will never grasp the beauty of AI-fueled synth jazz.
Okay, guys, let's not kill ourselves over a stupid party playlist, please. You never said what you'd want to hear. Let's chill to something upbeat and calm. What? Look, there's definitely one thing we have in common. We are very emotional about a party playlist. Of course we are. Hey, I just realized something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we all start out playing with Frickle Pickle?
Oh my word. Just as I was fighting so hard to get that memory out of my mind. The very mention of that ludicrous name makes me want to die of humiliation.
Come on, it was a high school rock band. It had to be cringy to be authentic. Hey, remember that gig we had in a shed and the electricity died and we ended up moving to a total stranger's house for an epic after party?
And thank goodness that joke of a band broke up when everyone went away to college.
Speak for yourself. I got together with the guys several years later and we jammed on the weekends. And to think it all started with Uncle Martin's guitar.
He wasn't exactly a perfect teacher, unless you wanted to learn how to chug a bottle of beer in under 5 seconds.
That's because he was a musician, not a babysitter. Remember the first thing he made us play? Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. But the bastard was too drunk to find his way back out.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
I wonder if we'd even remember how to play that simple tune. I haven't touched a guitar in ages. Tinkering with synth loops was more of my thing.
Luckily, we're not here to perform music.
You know what? You're right. We should definitely do it. You really are a genius. I bet we could write a song Uncle Martin would dig. All we need is a guitar. You up to it? Man, I'm telling you. Shitty day.
And I'm telling you this is the least important of our priorities.
To the safer evacuation.
I noticed how much time you waste on other people's quarrels.
I wouldn't call that a waste of time.
Well, I just did. Focus on work, please. There's really a lot to do.
Hello?
Jan, this is Maxwell. I have good news. I managed to get your rescue team airborne.
About time.
Believe me, I am as impatient as you for your safe return. And how is your cargo?
Rubidium? Yeah, it's safe, don't worry.
Good. And your altars? Are there many of them?
I'm trying to keep their number limited.
Of course. I'm sure it's a challenging experience every time, but you mustn't be afraid to do anything that can increase your chances, Jan. You should know I've been busy too. Testing the waters, as they say, about the possible fate of your potential crew after you come back.
You mean you still haven't told anyone?
It's too early, Jan.
Why?
There's one thing you need to understand about those people. No one makes it to the board of a corporation for being nice. It's an award you get for putting the interests of stakeholders before anything else. Which boils down to being a passive opportunist with no moral center.
And whose interest are you protecting? What are you hiding, Maxwell?
You got me there, Jan. I am hiding something quite embarrassing. An idealistic dream.
What about?
Would you laugh if I told you I believe we can change the face of the world? Like depleting resources, insufficient food production, they're just symptoms. We could get to the cause. see it clearly now. The truth about life. Because what is it really? Nothing but a predetermined string of events, distorted with myriads of random, meaningless decisions. We spend centuries looking for some kind of sense in it, some kind of meaningful pattern or recipe. Still, no satisfactory answer comes. Until, once in hundreds, maybe thousands of years, a chance appears to make a leap in our understanding of reality.
And you think this is it?
Well, ever since I learned about your discovery, I keep thinking about Rapidium as the opportunity for us to stop being slaves to chaos. That is why, contrary to the members of the board, I will sacrifice everything to protect your mission.
Feels good to have somebody on my side.
Thank you for your trust. Let me tell you something in return about myself. You see, a career in management wasn't always what I had in mind for myself. I used to be a geneticist, preoccupied by scientific work, exciting, promising experiments.
So, the old research Lucas dug up.
Yes, it was mine.
You were responsible for all this. The mine records, the ranching.
It's never just one person, Jan. But yes, I was in charge of that project.
Did you experiment on people?
I can't say any more. I'm sorry. Not now. Not on this connection. For the very same reasons I had to discontinue my work. And this is where it gets tricky. Because if anyone from the board finds out what we've done together, they could get the wrong idea. If you know what I mean.
Okay. I get it.
So it's just between me and you. And I have to warn you, it may get harder for you.
Harder? How?
Well, there might come a moment when the interest of your alters, at least some of them, will differ significantly from yours.
Are you trying to scare me?
I just want you to prepare.
For what?
Tough decisions.
That's very cryptic.
Well, it's the best I can do. Remember, we're both in uncharted territory. Lucas is working on establishing the most convenient rendezvous point. He'll dispatch the coordinates to you as soon as he's found a good location.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Take care, Jan. It's going well. Just keep it up, and you'll be proud of yourself.
Okay, I've got us a guitar. Now, what do we want to play? How about something from our old repertoire? We had a few hits up our sleeves.
For crying out loud, can't you just let it go? Do you really want to sing something a 16-year-old version of yourself wrote?
We had some sick tunes. How about this? We could use one of our old tunes, but come up with new lyrics. Something fresh and relatable to, well, our audience.
And by audience, you mean?
Us, obviously. Let's write about us. What do you think, Jan?
I like it. Let's get down to it.
That's the spirit.
And what exactly would you write about?
Like I said, something relatable. We should write about us, our crew. What unites us, what divides us. Right. We could have a few verses about things we lost along the way. Sounds like a plan. I'll take the first verse. You, Brainiac?
What about me?
What's your subject of choice?
You're not gonna leave me alone, are you?
Nope. We're in this together.
Fine. Give me the shortest part.
And what'll you sing about?
Quantum mechanics? What else? Let's add some meaning to this pointless activity.
Okay, then. Jan, your turn. You take the second verse. What are you gonna sing about?
I could sing about all the things we've been through.
Well, that could work. You could start with something like, on the path I left behind.
How about I've been roaming with no guiding light?
Yeah, but I'm no longer left all by myself.
Together, we can win this fight.
All right, looks like we've got it.
Let's just get this over with.
Come on, even you can take the stick out of your ass once in a while. Okay, here goes. Growing up apart, we shared surprisingly common ground. Feeling nothing more than regret, till the coin got flipped around.
Things never said in quantum state now won't remain unspoken. The clock is unwound, the choice is unsound, could now reopen. What if I gotta spend a day with you again? Of all the things that I regret, it's losing you that truly hurts. If I could take another turn, my life would never be the same. If I could get another chance today. On the path I left behind, I've been roaming with no guiding light, but I'm no longer left all by myself. Together we can win this fight, and though it seems now anything could be undone, would you be really missing things if they were never truly gone? If I could take another turn, my life would never be the same. If I could get another chance today, oh, if I could take us somewhere now, let us
we stop again? Are we there already? The base seems to be a bit wobbly. Are you sure we're not moving?
More like alcohol intoxication has wreaked havoc on your vestibular system.
My what?
We're not moving. Something has to be blocking our way again. The navigation readings are curious.
Curious? In what way?
I don't know exactly, but something's distorting them.
Okay. Nothing cures a hangover like taking a walk. Wanna go and check that thing out, Jan?
Another kind of anomaly? Sure distorting gravity around here. Need to think of a way to deal with it if we want to push on.
Filter supply is shrinking, dude.
Keeping busy, I hope.
Hey, you feeling all right?
I think my metabolism of glucose might have been affected. I'm finding it hard to concentrate. That's exactly what I feared. This party was premature.
Hey, I took a closer look at our obstacle. It looks like something is distorting the gravity field around here. Good thing our base stopped, or we'd just be floating around in the air like those rocks.
Amazing. The sheer scale of it. I wonder if it's related to the interval.
There's no time for that. We need to figure out a way to move on.
Well, there's no way you'll find a solution if you don't study the problem first, is there?
Okay, I get it. What are we looking for then?
We'll need to start by collecting more data about the field distortion characteristics. The base should have blueprints for a device called a gravity sensor. Once you craft it, it needs to be placed somewhere high to cover as much ground as possible. We're in a canyon, right? So maybe a ledge somewhere high up would be good. I'll mark potential spots on your map.
Okay, I'm on it.
Fridge looks empty.
Whoa. This anomaly. I haven't seen them behave like this.
take a look there? Hey man, want me to lend a hand with this?
My life would never be.